Right, folks. Right. Hopefully we are back. Hopefully we are back and hopefully we are live and going again. The Springboks have already scored, which I'm already behind with. But let's sort ourselves out. So welcome along. We're trying to hopefully get this so it's actually fairly straight with what is actually going on, with what is actually happening. There was an early penalty, and it's gone the way of Pollard. So he's 1 from 1. The Springboks are up 3-0. Welcome along, everyone. A bit of technical difficulties, as always, of streams as we get started underway, but welcome along. Like we said just before, this is not live of the match. You're not going to see the match here. You're not going to see anything going on. All you're going to get is updates, a little bit of commentary, a little bit of chat with what is going on in the game. So make sure you don't ask to see the game, because I ain't going to show it to you. And that's the long and short of it. But we are continuing on. So welcome along, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming by. And we'll make sure things are all working all nicely. Let us know how this is all going. As the All Blacks are in with a good chance, but a fair mark is taken at the back. Colby, not sure if we're actually going on straight on with the game here, but it seems to be fairly live. We seem to be all going all right. So now we've caught up, and now we're back on track. How has everyone enjoyed the World Cup so far today? It's been, I think, a fantastic day of the Rugby World Cup action. The Springboks are clearing their lines here, thumping this one long and out. And here we go. Make sure that everything is actually working nicely for us for a change. We've not had much luck with the odd streams going by. Hopefully this is fairly up to date with what's going on. So the All Blacks, let's get into the game here. Line out for them. They've gone way over the top, and Sevu Reece has spilt that ball like it was a hot coffee on a Monday morning. So trying something fancy nice and early, the All Blacks didn't expect to see that. So how are we going? Let's see what's going on. Make sure everything's working all right. Right. Seems to be okay. So we might be able to actually tune into this game and actually watch it for once, which would be quite nice. Quite nice indeed. If you do want to check out my predictions, you can see them actually in the little scroller at the bottom there. There is a fair bit going on, so you can check out that if you want to see what I think is going to happen each and every week. We do have an All Black scrum. You'll see what will come of this. It's a Springbok scrum, I should say. Trying to do 16 things at once. What have they got? They come out wide. Lacanio arm with a little chip over the top. This could be an interesting play. Bowden Barrett he's just throwing it to touch. Throwing it straight to touch. How about those numbers of the Springboks? They look like they've just been ironed on about 2 minutes before the game. Little chip over the top from Arm. It's a danger. He is a dangerous player. The Springboks, this is a game, isn't it? This is a crunch game of this pool. There's so much going on in the stream right now. 3-0 to the Springboks. They've started off well. They've taken their points. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. In the chat, who do you think is going to win this game? What are your predictions? What are your thoughts? What's going to happen as Delendi just charges straight to the first man he can find, as he does so well. Springboks taking in Faf de Klerk. Out wide, Villy LaRue's up in the line, as we expect to see, and Sarkalisi charges into Ryan Crotty. Side to side, the Springboks are going. Dane Vermeulen. Big match for him. Slow ball coming in, though, from the Springboks. Can they link up? Another go to this near side. Way to the right. They run into each other a bit. Oh, and that's... What's the call? The referee says that's okay. Of course, it is a Frenchman. So this is going to be interesting how he referees this game as well. And what's going to happen with this one? This is going to be intriguing. Franco Mostert's driven backwards in a big, big tackle. Sam Cane doing a lot of big work in defence straight off the whistle here. Now Faf is forced to kick after quite a few phases. It's very high, and it's knocked on at the back. George Bridge, normally safe under the high ball. Has he called this a knock on or not? I don't think he's got really much of an idea what's going on. Yes, finally he gives a call of a knock on. And the Springboks back in the attack again. Oh, Finalizing, that's a flat pass. But here he is, Makazola Mabimpi. Down and around to the 22. Dangerous runner, dangerous player. What can the Springboks cook up? It's a hard charge. It's a consistent charge. They're not stopping. They might have lost it here. Mapimpi somehow pulled it in. The ref, yes, he's calling a knock on there. Whew, she is all go, I tell you. She is all go. As Finalizing is having a bit of fisticuffs here with Sevu Reece. Fisticuffs is never a recommended thing to get involved in. Imagine this would be one of the probably most watched games of the early World Cup stages. (3-0) very early. There's All Black bench. Ben Smith's on there. Who's got the stronger bench? That's the big question as well. I'm curious as to what people are thinking about this. 3-0 Springboks. And they're cooking up. Nine minutes in already. Inside their own 22 though, the All Blacks. What can they look to find? How will the scrum go? Springboks certainly would consider themselves as stronger here. For the scrum, Aaron Smith takes his time. Crotty going straight into contact. Aaron Smith running a bit backwards. Bit of trouble. It's a half charge down. Drops just outside the 22. Great chance here for the Springboks. All Black players certainly on his feet. And surely it will be a penalty. Scott Barrett. Excellent work there from the second rower. And he has trundled into that and got a big penalty. Not releasing the defender. Not releasing the ball, I should say. The defender wrapping him up brilliantly. Mo'unga drives the All Blacks forwards. Aaron Smith under a lot of pressure here. This is what we talked about in the preview a lot as well. Mostert coming through nicely. Getting a half chase. But Dane Vermeulen on top of that nice and early. Oh, that didn't look straight. Are they getting away with it? They are. Just about a chance for an intercept. Here's Mo'unga. Running at the line. Running straight at Pollard as well. He's ragdolled around. Intriguing start here from these two sides. 3-0 the score still. Bit of complaining going on about that tackle there from Peter Steph to Toy. Away to Barrett. Charging at the line, getting spun around and spat out the ruck. Smith goes back here, Mo'unga, this time fighting midfield as it's Ryan Crotty. Losing a couple of metres here. Crucial start, crucial time of the game. Every minute of this game is crucial. Absolutely end of the world sort of stuff. Barrett comes in, up in the line, up from fullback. Smith's giving it to no one. That's always a big danger. Ball squirts free, and somehow the All Blacks have hung on to it yet again. Remarkable stuff, Mo'unga. Oh, he wanted to pass. He's got a desperate one out the back. It's all a bit shaky. It's all a bit messy from the All Blacks early on. It's a knock on by the Springboks, which gives advantage to the All Blacks, which is all a bit scrappy. Mo'unga puts it high. Big kick for SuperBru's side. He spilt it. The All Blacks get it back and dropped again from Anton into Brown. Reece has had the ball about 6 times. It's an absolute shambles. Neither team knowing what on earth they want to do about this game. Well, no, to be fair, the Springboks have a better idea what they want to do because they've actually got some constructive play going on. The All Blacks are all over the shop. They are completely in disarray. What can they manage to do? That's the question. How's everything going on everyone else's side? Early game predictions. 3-0 Springboks. We're almost 15 minutes into this game already, which is quite insane. Quite insane. Springboks with all the territory early on. And they've got all the possession as well. Interesting stats there. Really interesting stats. What a great start. What a great start this is. The game does take a lot of downtime. $3-0 though. Still only 3-0. A lot of downtime. There's a huge amount of downtime going on here. Such an action-packed sort of start to the match. Fiddling around with all sorts of settings here, but seeing what we can actually manage to do. 3-0 Springboks lead, as you can see, right there. It is over the All Blacks early on. Early penalty, very early penalty going the way of Handré Pollard. Nothing replied from the All Blacks, who look, well, they don't look too good, to be completely fair. They look a bit forced, I guess. Alexander, bit of lag, which is interesting. I've tried to lower the latency of it a little bit to try and get a bit more quicker, I guess. Quicker between what's happening and what I'm saying. So, might be, don't know. Streaming is a problematic thing. So we'll see how it goes as it goes on. Right, let's get on to it. We're back into the game. Finally, the scrum's packed down, and Anton Leonard-Brown has been bullied from the Canyo arm. Peter Steph Toya's lucky to be on the right side of that breakdown, as it's all, again, a bit too scrappy from these two sides. They're going backwards and sideways. Seven Reese now running nowhere. He's got no friends either. Toya's over him like an oily rag. It's a crushing play. The All Blacks have just pretty much had the ball and gone backwards to their own 22. Back to Moanga. And inside his own 22, he's not even got this up to halfway, clearing it into touch. Good start here by the Springboks. You can easily and early say that this is the Springboks game, and the Springboks with the better start by far in the opening 15 minutes or so. Right. It's ticking along. Everything is ticking along. Let me know if there's any problems. Let me know if there's any audio issues or problems or what is going on, because I can't really see so much myself. Spark, I'll give it, is good, but it is very resource hungry. It's extremely resource hungry. So when you're streaming at the same time, it makes it spectacularly average. The ball is stripped free, though, from Marty Savia. And the referee has deemed that that is ripped and then knocked on is the call, which is an interesting one. A very interesting one. Very stop-start sort of game. It's action-packed when it's going. The All Blacks are going backwards. That's all that they're going. But overall, I don't think they're going to be too happy with what this has got so far. Savia's been a danger. But if you're going to pick anyone in this early stages, the Springboks have been far and away the better of the two sides. 3-0 the score. Another stoppage in play. Malcolm Marx is the one down this time. Seems to be endless at the moment, these two sides. Going down all over the place. More stoppages than something with a lot of stoppages. We're not in pre-match either, so I should actually edit that out. We are sitting about 15 minutes or so, roughly, into the game. We'll give that a little bit of a tickle up edit there. Oops, moved the wrong one. 15 in, 16 in even. 3-0 the score. Springboks with a line out. 10-metre line, All Black side are halfway. What can they cook up from the set piece? This is another important piece of play here. The scrum is just disintegrated. The ball's at the back, so it's been let go. Dellendy, he's not going to pass that Dellendy at all. He just does not pass it, but he's charged on beautifully. He's carrying Aaron Smith halfway to the line. Barrett over the ball, but it squirts out for Faf de Klerk again. It's a beef. Just manages to trip his way out of one, and he bulldozes over the top of Barrett and makes his way to 22. Faf de Klerk, he's at the back, and now the Springboks are starting to get a bit of momentum as Malcolm Marks slips away. Nipolalala gets in the way, and he's got a penalty against him as well. As de Klerk goes for a little quick snipe. Dellendy goes to kickoff, a bit sideways. De Klerk again. Colby in at first receiver, and Dan Coles gets over him and smothers him to the ground. Now they look left side. Marks going deeper. Charging through. He's really onto everything. It's the Beef, the strong runner. Plenty of numbers there in support of him as well. They're getting metre by metre closer and closer. Oh, Finalizing puts a little grubber kick in behind. Richie Mo'unga's there and he's been tackled back. Brilliant work there from Cheslin Colby. Carries Mo'unga into his own and goal. And it will be 5-metre scrum. No. The ref has deemed a penalty back to the Springboks, so they won't. I mean, what would you prefer? A penalty just outside the 22 or a 5-metre scrum? I mean, I wouldn't mind the 5-metre scrum, to be completely fair. Depends. Oh, well, poor old Alala. That was milked expertly, let's say, from Faf de Klerk. What can they conjure up? The Springboks have got this penalty. Big chance to do something with it. Let's see what magic they can do. It's a shot at goal is what it is. Pollard looking to double the lead. He's going to hit the uprights and it's away. It's a good chase from the Springboks though, and Lakanyawam gets it at the back, and oh no, it's Khaleesi back there, and we're starting all over again now. Starting all over again. Back to the 22, the Springboks dominating the stanza of the game. Kitchhoff, the biggest scrum half, is a wild pass. And I'd imagine, yep, as old Scotty Stevenson says, the last time you want him to play scrum half for any side. De Klerk, Dellendy, is he going to... No, he's still not going to pass it. I don't think we've seen him pass it yet. De Klerk again. Marks standing at first receiver. Goes straight in to Sam Kane. And they tussle each other to the ground. De Klerk, a little chip over the top. And it should be covered by Reese. He's in a bit of danger. Oh, pass to Barrett in his own and goal. And he just gets it away. And it's a pretty damn good kick too. Almost a 10-metre line considering how rushed that was. That was brilliant. Lucky, but God, Sevu Reese, goodness gracious, under pressure, how he stayed in, how he got that pass away. "20 minutes gone, and we are still cooking at just 3 points to nil. They managed to escape though. Have the All Blacks from their own 22. Now the question is, can they actually cook this into something? Line out comes in. Up goes Whitelock, but it's easily taken by Peter Steph Toy, who was a fantastic option in the line out, having him in the back row. They charge forward. The maul working well for the Springboks. A terrible pass from de Klerk. And trouble now as it's grabbed in by Mo'unga. He regathers. Mapimpi's coming hard. Takes him down just a metre short. He's not releasing the man there in the tackle at all. And the All Blacks surely will get a penalty. They do. That was an absolute shocker. Professional foul. Marcus Ola Mapimpi. He is going to be in trouble. Not releasing the tackler at all. On the ground. Wrapped him up. No ball was coming out of there at all, and I think the referee is going to have something to say about this. Let's see what the referee has to say. I think he's in a world of trouble here, Mapimpi. Yeah, so exactly what I said. How I said it, it was almost, jeez, not even, yeah, terrible from Mapimpi. Oh, he did release him slightly. Oh, dearie me. He did get away with it. Has he released him? I think he did. I think he did, because on real time, it didn't look like he did at all. If you look at it in our replay, it looked like he did. So that's what I'm going for there. He's going to get away. Oh! Penalty. Definitely, he's lucky to get away with a card there. Kieran Reid's asking the question. He thinks it should be something a little bit more. Well, Kieran Reid is laying down the law. He's just called the referee gutless. That's going to get him in a bit of strife. Mo'unga took it beautifully. The pass was a shambles. He picked it up. He didn't quite have his footing. Mapimpi dragged him down. Did he release him? Did he not? I'd say he just about did enough. He just about did enough. Mo'unga, though, he's taking the chance to add another 3 points. Well, 3 points. Only 3 points here. Right in front. Nice and easy. Over she goes. No problems. No worries. It is 3-0. So let's edit that in. The All Blacks have points. 3 on the board. And on the left-hand side, it will be Mo'unga. And there we go. Points on the board. Underway we go yet again. So we are all tied up. What can they cook up here? The All Blacks, again, under pressure. There's a bit of off the ball here. Rough thing going on. Dane Coles has had his shirt pulled over his head. They are trying to get under his skin. Aaron Smith pulls up the box kick. It's gone up. It's a chase from Bridge. The ball squirts back. Aaron Smith grabs it as well. Now the All Blacks will look to attack. Mo'unga, oh, dearie me. He's put on a little nothing kick. Oh, the goose step from Reese away from Mapimpi. Pass back inside to Aaron Smith. Adi Savi is there. He bulldozes over Vinny LaRue and takes it into the 22. We need some fast ball here for the All Blacks. It's out. It's there. Mo'unga fires it away. Beauden Barrett the line. Charges Sue. He's got Bridge, and Bridge will score. The All Blacks will surely be in with it here, as it is over for George Bridge, and 8 points to 3. The All Blacks hit the lead for the first time. That's what we like to see. Oh, that was special. It was an average pass wide to Sevu Reese, but he did something quite outstanding with it. The little goose step here left Mapimpi for dust. And the support play from, I think, Aaron Smith and then Adi Savia following up was simply outstanding. Barrett put on the accelerator, and the support again from George Bridge was second to none. Let's get the right thing here. Where are we looking? Scorers left. We've got our first try. George Bridge, he's got one. And the chance now for Mo'unga. Whew. Chance for the conversion to make it 10 points to 3. Mo'unga, is he going to go? What from one? What a try from their own pretty much 22. They've just scorched the earth back the other way. Not very often you see Makazole Mapimpi, Mr. Original King himself, just blitzed like that. Colby is flying to charge that down. Wow. Almost got there as well. It's 1 from 1. It's 10 points to 3. The All Blacks have a nice little lead. Let's change that scoreline on the left side to 10. For Aaron Smith and support Artie Savia there as well. You just knew Barrett was going to gun that line. And he did a fantastic job with it as well. Magical, magical stuff. Back underway we quickly go. Oh, this has been a mammoth match so far. Oh, again, they're going inside their 22. Crossfield chip for Reese again. And he's got Savia there who tries to blockbuster his way past Mapimpi, who's on to the task this time. Attacking from their own 22. The All Blacks. Kitshoff is way off his feet there. He's lucky to get away with that. Aaron Smith, he's gonna box here. And this is the key. Aaron Smith's kicking is massively the key. It's completable. Pollard's knocked that on. It's back to the All Blacks again. Aaron Smith's firing it out. And here we go. The counter-attack from the All Black. Barrett takes on the line. Aaron Smith, Mo'unga. They keep the numbers up as Anton Leonard-Brown tries to charge his way through. But a good tackle. Colby and DeToy on it as well. Barrett is up in the line. He is going nowhere here. Sliding it out. Barrett with a big pass. Savia. Oh, he's just left Mapimpi for dust as well. Oh, that is a dangerous tackle around the neck as well. He's pinged it as well. This is danger for South Africa, who have just lost all momentum as this match has worn on. It's a destruction from the All Blacks fly halves, the two of them. Anton Leonard-Brown, he spots a hole! He's gone straight through it! Where's the support? He's gone cold! No, it's Barrett! It is Scott Barrett who is in! Another try for the All Blacks! That's 2 big tries! Scott Barrett scores! And the All Blacks are running rampant here now over the Springboks. A slow start, weathered an early storm. Now, there is some pain severely going on the side of the Springboks. 15 points to 3, kick to come. And let's get some scorers here on the left side. Bridge with the try. And now let's add one for Mr. S. Barrett. That's a fantastic play from Scott Barrett. But it was all created from Anton Leonard-Brown, who slithered past the average tackle there of the second row, Franco Mostert. And what has Richie Mo'unga got to add? This will be his second shot at goal. Will he double down with the double? Double. Or will he let it fly? Oh, this has been action-packed. The Springboks just completely blitzed it out of the blocks. Now they've been pulled back. And it's right out in front too for Mo'unga. He won't take too long to dally around with this one. He will go 2 from 2. Let's get that up. 2 out of 2. Oh, this is action-packed. This is high tempo, high pace. It's 15 points. Make it 17. Mo'unga's on the board again. Scott Barrett, eh? Hero to villain. Well, after an interesting start, it really has launched into action now. 17-3. Thoughts going on? We've got a big So I'm not sure what really means. And and a okay. So like we've already said, this isn't a stream of the match. If you want to watch the match of a free stream, I'll give you a word of advice. Don't look on YouTube. Because there's not going to be any free streams of a pay event on YouTube because they shut that stuff down in about 3 seconds. Copyright is so strict on YouTube, it's just not going to happen. So go look on some dodgy website. That's really the best place you're going to find it. Not on YouTube at all. Back on the way we go, though. We're cranking along. Pollard's gone high with the kick. Looking for Mapimpi as it's bounced backwards and they're just swatting it around. So we've gone from South Africa looking so composed and in control, and the All Blacks just throwing it around like a hot potato. Now, we've gone the opposite, where we see the Springboks are just batting the ball around everywhere and not managing to get any continuity in the game whatsoever. We're almost half an hour in. And the Springboks taking their time a bit now. A box kick this time from de Klerk, and there's no one there. Mo'unga's taken it, and no one's been there to chase it. Is he in touch there, Mo'unga? He is. So Mo'unga's in touch. And after a frantic start like that, I think it's time for a beverage or piece of two. Goodness gracious. And we're doing a whole 2-hour match like this. You need a big glass like that. What is the stream currently tracking like people? Because we're not seeing much. YouTube is sending me all sorts of different messages. So you guys need to tell me what's going on here. What is going on? Let's get things for the time. Nice. 15 minutes is long over. A lot's happened there. 30 minutes is up. So we'll update that back to the middle there. Springboks got the ball. 30 minutes gone, as we just said. 17-3 the score. The Springboks are really slowing this game down, which is a surprise. I think that the pace of the match and the pace the All Blacks are playing it has caught them a bit by surprise. What else can you probably say at the moment? All over this game. De Klerk, they are really slowing this down. That's how there's a phase. There's phase 2. A tackle. It's waiting. 3. That's a phase. Now, Villilerou's gone high, looking for Mapipi again. It's no one's competing for it. And Sevu Reece has just cut them in half again, making an easy 10-odd metres there. De Klerk's chasing. Barrett looking to kick. He dummied, and eventually it's De Klerk who comes in and makes the tackle on him. The ball is cleared out. Aaron Smith's there on the All Blacks 22. La. Here's a pick and go. Tries to set it up. What's going on, gamer? Welcome along. How's the stream ticking along? Let us know what's going on. Aaron Smith has faked a bit of a box kick, and he's got himself in a bit of strife here, but somehow they've hung on. Vermeulen all over that one like a rash as well. Ryan Crotty's going to play scrum half as well. But he fits the mould quite well. Scott Barrett just thunders on up. And eventually it's punted away from Aaron Smith. He gets the kick away. He gets it close up towards halfway. Barrett is really having a lot to say in this game. Not leaving too much for Mo'unga. Which is interesting the way those two are playing together. Oh, as we completely pushed the wrong thing. 17-3, still the score. The Springboks have missed 16 tackles, which is a mammoth amount. An absolutely mammoth amount. Asabis gets a line out for the Springboks. Another good tackle. They're picking off here. The Springboks. Kits off. They're not doing anything too expansive here at all. They are just tipping it away. Big kick here. High box kick. Bridge. Oh, that's what Bridge does. Oh, and he beats the tackle as well. 2 men away. Downendy takes him down finally. Barrett faking to kick again. He's not really into that sort of job tonight. He's in a mood to run. He's in a mood to go. They shift it, and again, it's a nice little run from Bridge, who's done well to find Mo'unga. Aaron Smith goes short side, quick hands. Anton Linnett-Brown, Sam Cane, and the side to Ryan Crotty, who sweeps away one defender, gets them up to halfway. They keep going again out. This time to Scott Barrett, the try scorer. Didn't think that would be a word would be saying as well from this one. Aaron Smith's up on it. Now they slow it down. Surely a kick is incoming from someone. I'm surprised the Springboks aren't pinpointing that more. No one around their breakdown trying to upset it, and it's lost in the back. Villileroux having a nightmare back there. Aaron Smith's got it as it was dragged back in by the All Blacks. An intercept charge. Bono Barrett's knocked it on. Almost. Still ending back the other way. Just at his fingertips. Couldn't quite get it back on his side. Wow. Phenomenal stuff. Villileroux, though, just not getting that ball in his hands. Sam Cane chasing hard, delivers it back. And it is very good work so far at the moment. This game is for the taking here for the All Blacks. The Springboks starting off so well. Now, they're looking like a shade of what they were at the start. It's quite an interesting one at the moment. That is for sure. (17-3). Springboks haven't had much of this game since the very, very start. I am fiddling with the stream settings to try and get it to go quite nicely. So, any feedback? It's good if you want to leave it. Dish it out. Have it to us. So scrum though coming in. All Blacks have it. And Hardy Savia. Oh, that's a great tackle by Detoy. Down the short side. Savia's trying to place it back, but he's getting a bit squished here. And the call is from the ref. Whistle goes. All Blacks. Penalty. Not even a scrum. Penalty going to them. And what's the call here? He's just put his arm up the other way. Well, this is a real contrast from the start. From anyone that's tuned in since the start, we were a bit higgledy-piggledy at the start, starting off. There was a bit of a mess around, but we've somehow got away to it. I'm not sure what the condition of the stream is. So, we've got green lights going off, so I'm not sure. That always seems good if it's green. Springboks, so down by 14. 2 tries and a conversion. Plays just a penalty. 2 tries and a penalty, I should say. Plays just 1 penalty. Richie Mo'unga is lining up another shot at goal. So this could be 20 points to 3 with just 3 minutes to go to the break, which would be a killer time, as the All Blacks like to do, to score. We're going to see the second penalty attempt, I should say, for Richie Mo'unga. A dominant second 25 even, you'd say, from Richie Mo'unga and co. They've been really up and all over this game. It's a tough kick. Just outside the 22. Probably about 5 in from the left-hand touchline as the attacking team. Mo'unga steps up. Looks all right. It's a bit to the right and it's away. It is unsuccessful. So Mo'unga misses it. It started off nicely but faded late, as we've seen pretty evidently as well with the Argentina-France game. Poor old Argentinians. Boffelli looking to launch that winning kick, going astray as well for curling wind. 22 is out and down to almost a 10-metre line of the Springboks side of halfway, as there's a knock-on advantage, and it's back to the Springboks who steal it back. And it's all a shambles. It's a real shambles here from the Springboks. 1 pass out and they've just spilled the ball themselves, but they'll get the feed to the scrum. Graham Henry is making his way out as if he's still the All Blacks coach here. On an intriguing first half. An intriguing first half indeed. The All Blacks well and truly on top of this one. Right. Scrum feed. Springboks. We are trying to work out what's going on with the stream. Here we go. 17-3 the score. 17-3. 38 and a half minutes gone. Let's update that. Always forget about the time. We are 38 minutes in. The All Blacks have been a striking, significant better side after that little early stanza where the Springboks definitely dominated. That hasn't even just about gone through the loose head props legs at all. The scrum kind of moves to its right a bit. Now, a sweeping backline move by the Springboks. Mapipi gets it inside from Billy LaRue. And he gets up and goes again, too, does Mapipi, and not for the second or third time. De Klerk out to Etzebeth, charges into the tackle of Sam Cane. Left again, they attack. Pollard to Stephen Kitchoff. Can't get through the tackle of Moody. De Klerk again to Delendi, and again. I mean, he dummies the pass every time, but he's never going to do it, is he? He's just never going to do it. Now they change directions and come back to the right. Malcolm Marks having a hit up this time. It's pretty industrious stuff here from the Springboks. Now de Klerk goes for a little box kick chip over the top. It's left to bounce by Barrett, and he's got it right on the sideline. Oh, that was a little bit exciting from Bowden Barrett. Great tackle though coming in from, I think, Delindi, just to shut that down. Ominous from the All Blacks. And Beauden Barrett, who is looking quite on song here. Who was that? What's that? Yeah, what's Delindi? Good tackle right on the sideline. He did put a foot in touch, and he was pretty close to those sidelines as well. This is an interesting transformation of the Springboks side. Last chance saloon here. Halftime has gone, so we will update that as the Springboks have a line out that they're trying to use. 40 minutes is up as it goes out to Delindi, who, again, doesn't do anything but run. Clark, oh, that's a great run from de Klerk. Gets almost to the 22. No one playing scrum half for them. Lakanyo Arm has to do it. Kitshoff just standing still. Gets a bit of a push there from Etzebeth and goes rumbling into the 22. Big pass wide from de Klerk out to Colby. Gets away from Antolina Brown as well. Good run from Cheslin Colby. They're just 10 metres out now, the Springboks. To the left, and it's a run from, looks like from Mueller, number 8. Oh, that's a bit of a dangerous play there from Detoy as he dropped it. He has. Oh, what an agonising finish there from the Springboks. That is half-time. Half-time and 17 points to 3. Whoa, wow-wee. Off they go. 17-3 the score. 2 tries, 2 conversions, and 1 penalty goal to the All Blacks. Plays just 1 penalty by the Springboks at half-time. What a matchup we've had. What a matchup this has been. What have you thought about it so far? Let us know in the chat, of course, what you think about this game as it's going on. Half-time, the scoreline. And a tidy little lead for the All Blacks, so I think we'll be extremely happy with how that is going. What are your guys' thoughts on it at halftime? I think we deserve a sip of this nice happy juice. I'm surprised that spark is still going. For those in New Zealand will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's under a bit of pressure. It's been under a lot of pressure so far for the Rugby World Cup. Why not have a look at some stats from the first half of this intriguing opening game for the All Blacks and the Springboks. Scoreline remains 17 points to 3 at half-time. Let's take a little bit of a looky and see what the best is from the match stats. Let's swing that over to there. Let's take a bit of a looky. Here we go. Stats on the left side. Let's swing that over to here. So 17-3 is the halftime score. Oh. Goodness me. We've got some thoughts coming in. Hang on, hold the phone. We've got some thoughts. We've got some thoughts from Paul. Oh, hang on. I bet it. Oh no, you're good. You've got volume. Go for it. Welcome.
Yeah, South Africa clearly had the better start, didn't they? And seemed to have everything under control, but just couldn't put points on the board. And then one fast pass goes to grass, and the game changes. It's amazing how one mistake, and suddenly the whole game just changed. Oops, I've got poor connection. I'll have to move to a better connection place. And yeah, it was amazing how that one pass to ground, and everything changed.
Yeah, it was a dominated first half by the Springboks, and it was dominated first half of the half, so 15, 20 minutes. They looked like much better side. The All Blacks were struggling. They were forcing passes. They had little idea. They were really, I think, outclassed by the Springboks at the opening stanza. But come, like you say, that bad pass, the game changed, and the Springboks have looked a bit out of ideas. I found it very interesting how in that latter part of the game, they slowed the game down completely. De Klerk was taking good 5-8 seconds to go through.
There was definitely slow at what South Africa managed to do in that first 20 minutes was make sure the ball for the for the All Blacks was slow ball. It's all slow ruck ball, very static. And I think that possibly, and they weren't getting that from, they weren't winning the gain line in the same way in the second 20 minutes. And that I think was a big part of this, is that if you're not winning that gain line, you're not getting quick ball. And my apple pie is about to be ready which is my halftime snack. But yeah, the All Blacks give them a sniff and they take it, don't they? And that's exactly what's happened here. The All Blacks got up, got ahead without the ball. In all honesty, they had no ball. It was definitely against run of play more than anything else. And I say apple pie is calling. So thank you for having me again, and enjoy the second half.
No worries. A quick 5-minute halftime interlude there. Thanks for coming on, Paul. Good to see you. Until tomorrow. Oh, there we go. What a surprise. A surprise little interlude there from Paul. We will get rid of his mug on there. We can see you later on that, Paul. That was interesting to see him coming on there as well and has his thoughts on the match so far. Now he's gone, but stats, big stats of the game. What are we looking at? Territory, possession, I mean, both on the Springboks side of that, aren't they? Look at that, 53 and 61% of possession and territory, but defenders beaten. That is a huge, huge stat. 23 by the All Blacks to just 6 by the Springboks. And have a look at that tackling stat down the bottom there. 64% from the Springboks. Not good enough. If you miss that many tackles, then it's going to do you trouble. 91 by the All Blacks. They're lucky to not have anything here in the yellow card column as well. Marcus Mapimpi just got away with that, probably by a split of space between hand and attacking player. What else have we got going on? All Blacks have lost one of their lineouts. The Springboks have been great. Set piece, both sides really have looked solid. But really, that stat right there. If the All Blacks can keep beating defenders and the Springboks keep falling off tackles, this one could be a pretty long old night for the Springboks, but I think things may change quite a lot in the second half. Running meters, another big stat, 248 to 98. That is quite the stat as well. But fairly similar through here. A little bit more passing from the All Blacks. Kicking pretty similar as well. So a lot of interesting stuff going on there between the two sides. But overall, missing tackles is not the way to win a Rugby World Cup game. So there's a little bit of stats for a little bit of a halftime catch-up on what's gone on in the game so far. Interested thoughts on everyone else watching in on the game as well. So let us know what you guys think about that. What do we got going on? Stream should still be hopefully ticking away. There we go. How's it going, Gamer Faison? Welcome along to the stream, good sir. How are you finding the match? How's everyone finding the match? Let us know what your thoughts are on the game. What your thoughts are about South Africa. What your thoughts are about the All Blacks as well. New Zealand, they're doing well. I mean, this is All Blacks rugby, isn't it? This is what they do. They get to the stage, and they can just make things happen. It is half-time here in this very important matchup between the All Blacks and the Springboks. The pool will be decided here, and at this stage of the halftime, it is 17 points to 3. The All Blacks in charge. Couple of tries going to the All Blacks, George Bridge and Scott Barrett, both from pretty, I guess you could say, defensive positions as well. They were in their own half. Mistakes launching the first, and just overall slipping off tackles. Offload game coming nice for the All Blacks. And after that early stanza, where the Springboks were in control, it has since fallen away for them. What's everyone thinking of the game? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. What you think about the All Blacks, what you think about the Springboks. Do you think the second half is going to change? I think Rassie Erasmus is going to have some pretty harsh words to say to his team. Because, well, they're not doing the best job at the moment, are they? They're not really keeping on top of this game. They've fallen off big time, so he's going to have a lot to say about it. But the question is going to be, will they come out of it better in the second half? Will the Springboks improve? Will they get better? How will they change the game in the second 40 minutes? So I'm interested on everyone's thoughts about the match and see what is going to be going on from that. Have we got... We've got, I don't know how everyone else is watching the odd stream, but she seems to be a bit, picture's a bit dodgy, but the audio's going alright, so, voila, we're still cracking on with the game. It is half time, and the All Blacks are leading 17-3. Second half, Springboks got a lot of work to do. We'll just try and make sure everything is going all nicely. Streaming certainly has its interesting little things about it, doesn't it? Needs to work on that. Needs to work on how that is going. Right, we won't allow that to take up any more resources than it needs to. At all. Damien McKenzie's in the studio. A pretty dangerous little setup for the All Blacks in the future as well. Interesting times ahead for this All Blacks team. 4 years' time. I mean, think about France in 2023. Think about that. When they're going to have all these young guys actually storming on through and going on to that next level. That is what's going to be exciting about this team as well. Shooting forward. How about that? What do we got going on? I'm trying to do too many things at once here almost a bit. Big game though. Springboks All Blacks game was Argentina and France. If you did not see that, you might want to go check out some highlights of how that one went down. The French were dominant, absolutely crushing Argentina in the first half, and then a complete contrast back the other way. Saw the French take it with a drop goal ultimately, with Emiliano Buffelli missing a penalty shot at goal in the 79th minute. That was just a fantastic game of World Cup rugby. And the first game of the day was Australia with the win over Fijians. Similar story, Fiji very competitive in the opening half, and then they did fall off the pace as that game wore on. So, unfortunately for Fiji, a bit of work on, so they got a yellow card. That's when they lost the plot, that's when they fell away. So they'll be wanting to clean that up for their next match. The Fijians, where are they up? They're up against Uruguay next, so that's going to be an important game for them. I'd say they should win that one quite comfortably. For today's two teams, New Zealand and South Africa, you can't argue that there is pretty much, this is the one result that they want. The rest of the tournament is going to be cruise control. Namibia, Canada, Italy. The Italian game will be interesting as well. I'm keen to see how they go tomorrow against the Namibians. But overall, it should be an interesting game to see how that one flies through. Of course, tomorrow we've still got Ireland and Scotland, which is probably the game. If I can work this string to get it actually working nicely, Ireland and Scotland will be the game I'd want to string for. England and Tonga will be after that. But that middle game, Ireland-Scotland, I think is going to be the clutcher, the one to watch, the one to look out for as well, heading forward from there. Might have to work on some encoding stats. Who's a streaming expert? What's the recommendations of getting this to go? Great game so far, says Mr. Lucky. Couldn't agree more. Game of two halves. I think both sides have definitely looked shaky in their own stanza. So the Springboks started off great and they did fall away, but they're falling off their tackles. They're not taking their high balls. And the All Blacks, that game plan around Aaron Smith is key. He is the massive part of this team. He's box kicking well. He's putting up competitive kicks that the teams can chase hard for. That is the big difference for me, because if the kicks go up and competed for, then they can get an advantage ahead. The Springboks are kicking and they're not getting a competition for it. So that's the massive difference for me at the moment, that they can't get their own ball back. They're kicking short, but it's just not short enough to retain possession. So, problem for the Springboks, isn't it? Problem for them early on in the tournament. I mean, they'll cruise the rest of their games as well, which is going to be no drama at all for them. But they would have been wishing that they could have pulled off a win here against the All Blacks. This is big rivalries. Of course, it was 2-2 as well between the sides heading into this one. So that's going to be the interesting part as well. The All Blacks could potentially, or the Springboks potentially, take a lead, I guess, of World Cup matchups between the two teams. So That's something to keep in mind as well, because no one really wants to go down behind this other team. Second half, though, not far away from getting underway. So we have some interesting things going on here. Interesting things. It's all changing. It's all going on. Here's some thoughts from the coaching. Have a listen to this. I'll fill you in with what he said. So taking a lot of pressure there off defensively, taking the energy out of the Springboks players. That's the key for the All Blacks. They wanted to grind them down. High impact match. Discussing pretty much about how the whole game is going to be about moments, as they'll call it. So moments between the two teams. Moments that will decide this matchup. So that's pretty much what it's all been about. That's pretty much all they had to say. Ian Foster was the one designated to have that chat. So it is a second half is about to get back underway. It's been an intriguing matchup, but we've seen far too many games already from this go big difference in the second half. So what will the second 40 minutes show us? What will we get from that? Fantastically packed stadium too, isn't it? I mean, should we take a minute just here to say, Japan, let's give them a round of applause, because fantastic support of this competition. Boy, that France-Argentina game, atmosphere was just magnificent. Absolutely magnificent as well. Seen a pretty good one here as well for the two teams, but nothing beats what the French bring to the game of rugby. Not only their flair, but their support is brilliant as well. So it's been great to see that, and it's been great to see a change as well for the All Blacks. What's going on here? Looks like Shannon Frizzell is on. I think that might be because what they talked about with Sam Cane just before, how he is. No, it's Tuipulotu, sorry. Who is off? Sam. Okay. Right, so Tuipulotu was on for Sam Cane, who they weren't talking about took a head knock in that early on in that first half. So they've taken him off, and they've brought on Tuipulotu. That is very interesting. So they've brought on a lock into the back row. So I'd imagine that it will see, Sam Cane is off. Obviously, they'll see Ardie Savea go to 7. So this is obviously clearly a tactic from the All Blacks to be putting in Tuipulotu to the back row, because they'll want him, obviously, minnow games, this is what we're going to see, Tuipulotu. That's, another thing they've been holding on to, but, dearie me. Bit of a clash there between Bridge and Colby, going for the ball, and they just career into each other. So, similar start to the second half as well. Beauden Barrett, back of the boot to the face. Twice. Oh, poor bugger. That's a shocker. Boot to the face twice. Barrett's got a bit of bit of mud in the eyes. That's all right. He'll continue on. (17-3) is still the score. So we are into the second half of the game now. We're early on. Well, let's call it 42 minutes. Oops. There we go. Into the second half we are. Cracking game so far, but it's the All Blacks that lead. 14 points. It's hard to say that they probably deserve it. I think the Springboks deserve a bit more from the time and the possession and territory they had early on, but they didn't get anything out of it, which has been killer for them. But now the All Blacks... there's also a hooker change. Taylor is on for Coles. This is really interesting, because what is this saying? That the All Blacks think, we're done. We've won. Surely not. Surely not. Surely they can't be ticking off on that already. So Kane's gone off for an HIA. He looks like he wants to come back on. I'm intrigued as to who exactly or what exactly is going on here between the two sides. So Kane looks like he wants to come back on for Tuipulotu, potentially. Or is he off HIA-wise? All Blacks get a free kick from the scrum. Just a short arm. Too much movement from the Springboks. Mexican wavers rolling around the field. It's a fantastic atmosphere here in Japan. They really love it. They really love the rugby. They love supporting big events. What a fantastic place it's going to be for the Olympics next year as well. So trying to just listen in here as to what's going on with Sam Kane's situation. Seems they want him to come back on. The All Blacks have got the penalty from the scrum, another collapsed scrum. Not really what the interesting point is here at all, because they want to get Kane back on. And they can't get him back on the field. Straight down in the scrum. Aaron Smith's pretty chuffed with it, and why not to? Can't blame him for that. And away they go from the set piece to the All Blacks. It's a high ball up. It's been chipped in behind. I think it's probably been possibly knocked on a couple of times here, but the Springboks have come away with it. Colby somehow was at the bottom of that pile. What is de Klerk going to do? Tuipulotu is still on the field. Kickoff is just standing still with the ball. He doesn't really know what he wants to do either. She sits at 17-3. It's a kick away from their own 22 from Pollard. Finds touch. Midway 22, 10-metre line. Not really the greatest place that they would have wanted to be. It's kind of dwindling down a bit here for the Springboks. So early in the game. Yet they're not really up with what they want to do. Taylor's got the line-out throw. It's for big tackle there. And players' bodies going everywhere. But the All Blacks have gone into midfield. And they're charging on forward. Now they go short side. A bit of a trouble. Emma Fifth de Klerk has given ahead. A loose ball from the All Blacks. It's almost caused them a bit of strife and a bit of trouble there. Score is still 17-3. The maul is up from the All Blacks on the line out. Trying to push their way through. It's a beef in the Detroit. Look like they've kind of come around from the side. They're getting pulled back from the ref. He's had enough of that. Aaron Smith's gone high on halfway. Big box kick, and they're pushing each other all out. Cheston Colby! Well done from Colby! He skins the defenders as well. He's got one to beat. It's Mwanga. He's turning him inside, outside. And Colby to the corner! He's in touch! He's thrown the ball and it's gone in goal. And Bowden Barrett is going to run this one out. Support there. Big try-saving play from Richie Mwanga as Anton in a brown rumbles his way to the 22. Up in his Barrett again. Scott Barrett intercepted from South Africa. He's offside, isn't he? They're absolutely appealing that he's offside. But no, he can't be offside because the ball has never gone down. There's not been a stoppage in play. So it goes on. It absolutely goes on. Pollard just destroys Ryan Crotty. Now they swing open side. Malcolm Marks, the game changing yet again. Now South Africa getting a bit of momentum on their side. De Klerk in the 22. Delending passes the ball. Holy hell. Khaleesi's held up in the tackle. Cody Taylor all by himself. Somehow he's actually held up three Springboks defenders. Vinny LaRue away to Detoy. Can he offload? No, he just carries on going. Trickling along the field now. And they are just 12, 14 metres out. Mostert has a go. Can't quite get straight through. De Klerk. Oh, poor pass out to Etzebeth. He still gets through though. Just hanging on as Taylor of the boots. Oh, pick and go from the toy and a try to the Springboks. No one protecting the breakdown. And Peter Steph the toy just goes straight through. Excellent work there from the Springboks open side flanker. And he makes the game much more interesting. What a transformation there at the late stages. Just, well, picked it up from the middle of the ruck and had a go. And why not? Perfect work from him. We've got some right side work now. Let's get his name right. Detoy is the man. And a chance for a conversion to Pollard. Yep. They were on fire. They were getting a bit of work there. Right out in front. No problems for Pollard. Over she goes. And now the scoreline is a bit more interesting. 17 points to 10. That is going to make a difference. No one protected the breakdown. Cody Taylor, Nipo Lalala just had a look. And they were no place to take that on at all. Springboks back in the game now. They only trail by 7 points. Back to halfway. Barrett kicks off. Well taken by Billy LaRue back there. And now the Springboks have to work it all the way out again. It was a chance from Colby that really launched it for them. 50 minutes is up. Let's update the time. We are up to 50 minutes. De Klerk will kick it from the base. Taken nicely from Bridge. And it's all getting a bit scrappy. It's over the top of Mapimpi again. Now Mapimpi's got work to do from Reitz. Oh, great offload. Almost come off for him. Forward pass, it looked like there from LaRue. Double knock on it regardless. Wow-wee. Wow-wee. A little bit of confidence there for the Springboks. And that is what they will want as well. It is all on. It is really all on. Here's some changes looking up. Sonny Bill Williams getting up to get involved. And it's a straight swap, is it, for Sevu Reese? 14, they were saying. No, 14 appearances. That's what he's gone about. Goodness me, I was going to say that's not what we want to see. I don't want to see him on the wing, Sonny Bill. So 17 points to 10. What will Sonny Bill have? Will he have the difference maker for these two sides? Zykalisi coming from the field, which is a really interesting change. The captain, Francois Lowe, coming on for him. Really interesting change there, but it's for the Springboks. So a whole pile of changes now. Ryan Crotty's going off. Moody's going off. Nipo Lalala's going off. So Tuanga Fussy will be on. Talvel will be on. Taylor's already on, so it's a whole new front row. And of course, Sonny Bill Williams will be on at inside centre for Ryan Crotty. 50 minutes gone. That was a long time of doing nothing by the two sides. And now we've got a scrum feed for the Springboks to put in. And it goes. De Klerk feeds it. Oh, it's a bit messy there at the back of the scrum, but he gets away to Delendi. And guess what? He just runs straight into Sonny Bill Williams. De Klerk to kick. Yes. Oh, it's not the greatest. It's gone pretty much straight up now. And oh, it's a bit messy there from Etzebeth. But Vermeulen's grabbed it. And Vermeulen beautifully finds Fuff De Klerk. Here come the Springboks again. Ball over the top. It's going to be a finish for Colby. He's just not got the pass. It's a terrible ball from Billy LaRue to Cheslin Colby. And he somehow made a bit of it. Inside the All Blacks 22. Detoy, he just bulldozes his own man over. This could be a telling time of this match. De Klerk has just fallen over the All Black player who was rolling away from the breakdown. Now's the time for South Africa. Vermeulen. What have they got? Marks. Running hard at the line. Arms are in the air from the ref. Pollard turns it back to Arm. Lacanya Arm trying to get away. Taylor looks to wrap him up. Where's the ball? It's there for de Klerk. Goes back to the open side. to Toy. Nothing run there from the open side flanker. De Klerk again takes his time. Vermeulen with another carry. Oh, this is open game here, isn't it? Springboks very slow to get to that breakdown. It's come back to the All Black side, I do think. Yes, it has. Oh, that is a big, big turnover. Oh, that's a terrible ball from Aaron Smith. As it carry on, it's Sevu Reece. Oh, the room in the world. Reece away from Mapimpi. Supports there from Barrett. Barrett just kicks it ahead. It's going to dribble into touch by the looks of things. And an exciting play. No, it's stayed in, has it? Yes, it has. Barrett. Oh, Dalendi, great work. He's just saved the game there for the Springboks as Reece picks him up and puts him down. The Springboks. Wow. What a period of the game that is. Willie LaRue up in the line. Man, the Springboks were right there. That would have been a real blow to concede a try at that stage of the game. Arms are in the air as they slow it down for de Klerk, who can't get the ball to roll back out of the breakdown. He's going to box again. High, this time Mapimpi. He's getting on it. Smith. Oh my goodness me! Mo'unga's just gone cartwheeling back, and referee is going to blow. Knock on. Richie Mo'unga's on his haunches. This is helter-skelter rugby, let me tell you that much for free. Vermeulen really coming into this game. Everyone really sparking it up. How about this, though? This replay of the play from Willie LaRue, Ada Chisholm Colby that just started that period of dominance from the Springboks. That should have been a try. Ball should have been straight on his chest. It should have been through and away and down and gone before it even started. This kick, though, from Barrett looked like it was going to go into touch. Dalendi. Quite a remarkable catch. And we got looks like an injury to Etzebeth. He's holding his hand. Should be a big concern for the Springboks. He's a key player. But slowly on the change. Sonny Bill on the field for a while before they actually mark it up on the scoreboard. 17-10, still the score. It is still anyone's game. We are about 55 or so minutes into the game now. Now some changes for the Springboks. They're going to change their front row. So, looks like it's just Naikani that's come on, not in Tauera. So we've still got Kitshoff, Marks, and Trevor Naikani on the field. So just the one change on the tight head side of the front row. Scrum feed, though, for the Springboks. No, for the All Blacks, I should say. It's been so long between plays, I can't even remember what's going on. It's a bit of a messy one, and nothing really comes from it. 17-10. This is action-packed rugby. How's this finish going to go? How will this go? Aaron Smith still on the field. He's going to be key, important. Just 25 minutes left in the game. Quite remarkable so far. What a change. Aaron Smith feeds. The All Blacks scrum. Oh, well, Faf's got it. What is going on here? No one really knows. Aaron Smith left it at the back. It looked like it had come out. And Faf had the ball. He's let it go. And the All Blacks have come soldiering back into it. It's all a bit of a shambles there. Big line out, though, here for the All Blacks as it's gone into touch. Oh, what a take in the back. Franco Mostert. And a penalty as well. He is taken down in the line out at the back. It wasn't even his team's throw. Excellent work from Mostert. Game changer. So a lot of change going on there. Talking about Adi Savia going down at number 8 for the All Blacks scrum. Attacking scrums, obviously. Thing they can do with Reid, swapping those two guys around. What a take, though. In front of Whitelock. I'm not sure if he taken down there. Well, no. He was just dropped by his own lifters. So a harsh call there, I think. Against the All Blacks. What an intriguing battle this is. 10 points to 17. Springboks now, after dominating early and losing control of the first half, they've come right back into it now, and they are the team in control of this game. Just 7 points behind. Not going to be a last-minute try here, but the possibility of a draw is freakishly high. Now, the All Blacks almost steal the Springboks line out, just outside the All Blacks 22, 25 or 30 metres from the line. They hold it in. They maul it up. 57 and a half minutes in. De Klerk's trying to get it out. Now he does. He gives it straight into midfield, and Jesse Creel is on the field. Slow for the Springboks. De Toy, who's been a standout for the South Africans. De Klerk gets it quickly. And he shoots away to his right-hand side. Oh, good pass. Missed out Etzebeth, but found beautifully. Mostert on the run. De Klerk again. Kitchoff, who's been a mammoth little player in this matchup. Oh, this could be a turnover. Adi Savia over the ball. The ball squirts free. What's going on? It's a knock-on. Well, controversial call there. Interesting call. It was a real tussle at that breakdown. So they've got scrum advantage. Do the Springboks. Oh, good ball. And just had to hang on there to Polotu because Jesse Creel was thundering through at a rate of knots. And it's a drop goal. Oh, it's a drop goal. What has happened there? What has happened there? Straight off it, a drop goal from Handré Pollard. Fired back, Pollard in the pocket. And there you go, World Cup rugby for you all. Let's set this up. Scoreline right. 13 now. And I mean, where do we put drop goals? Where do we put drop goals? We've got to drop it in here. Let's get rid of cards. Because Handré Pollard has just destroyed that ball. Let's get that up there. A little bit of alterations for the scorers. Drop goal, eh? Back underway we are, 17-13. Well and truly game on, and the possibilities of a draw. Oh, great take from Sevu Reece off the box kick from the Springboks. Now, Mo'unga swinging away to his left-hand side. He's taken a good tackle from Detoy. The All Blacks have not touched the ball in a number of minutes now. Barrett, oh no, they're kicking a bit too much for the liking. The bounce the ball is lucky, and Pollard has just managed to grab it before getting poleaxed. And a big tackle from Ofa Tuagafasi, just drilling him to the ground. Now they're kicking back the Springboks. Pollard finding a bit of grass, but it's Beauden Barrett who easily claims it. He's not sure where he wants to go, and he's in a bit of trouble here as his 4 Springboks defenders. But they managed to hold on to it. Short side play, Barrett slips it back, and George Bridges way on the right-hand wing. Kitchoff almost on that ball. Reid tries to take on De Klerk, and he's got a couple of friends there to help him out. He's getting squished on their heads. It's a bit of a mess of the breakdown. Aaron Smith again. Adi Savia can't get away. Kitchoff puts him down. Second time of asking. Lying over the ball. Looks like Naikani, he's having a tough job of getting out of here. Now Aaron Smith box kicks again. Goes up. Reece climbing high. Who's knocked that on? I'm not sure. What's the ref going to say? It's gone forward from the All Blacks. Sevu Reece has knocked that on. Wow. And now we got some biffo going on here. Sevu Reece is getting a bit of the treatment from Etzebeth and I think Franz Lowe. Aaron Smith making his way on. TJ Perenara is coming onto the field. Ooh, wowee, this is a breathtaking game. Malcolm Marx is coming off, and Mbonambi will be making his way on. We are in for a grandstand finish that looked like it might be nothing too special. But they've managed to come away. And this is a brilliant finish. Who's going to do the job right at the end, though? That is the big question. Scrum to pack down. So we've got Mbonambi on the field now. Kitshoff is still there on the loose head side. So if that doesn't tell you something, he is having a storming game. Oh, it's a moving scrum. Oh, and again there's Biffo. Referee's having a bit of a chat here. Looks like Ben Smith might be in line to come on the field as well. Where will they fit him in, though? That's the question. They got Reese there. They can go on the wing, the right wing. Possible. Will they want to take Reese off? I'm not too sure. Will they take Mo'unga off, put Barrett into 10? Look for that sort of option on it. The possibilities are quite endless when you got versatility in your back line. Ben Smith, though, great player. What will they do with it? De Klerk will feed the scrum, though. It was a knock on by the All Blacks about 3 hours ago. And it's taking a long time to get this right. It's gone down again. Referee's blown that up. It is a 4-point ball game. 17-13. The All Blacks have had very little ball to play with. And it's kind of telling, because the Springboks have dominated. He did not put too many points on the board. I guess they've scored 10, but it's taken them a long period of domination to get that far. Another scrum will pack down. Here it comes. Now, again, it's crabbing towards the touchline. De Klerk does feed. The All Blacks have actually pushed straight through this. Somehow, though, South Africa may be holding on to it. The ball is still there in the bottom. And they've turned it over. Penalty advantage to the All Blacks. This could be a telling difference in the game. Mo'unga, he's got support. It's Bridge. Oh, the pass is terrible to Barrett. He's got to go back and pick it up. He's knocked it on. It's a shambles. We will go back for the penalty. I mean, what do you do now? I tell you what you do. You take 3. You take 1, 2, and 3. That is all you need to do. That is all you need to take. Take the 3 and move on. Standing up at the scrum, the All Blacks, yes, dominated that breakdown. Kieran Reid, I mean, what is the decision? Reid. He's taking the shot at goal. He is taking the shot at goal. And there's a bit of an All Blacks chant going up around the ground as well. This is crazy, crazy tight. Richie Mo'unga, he will take it. How will he take it? Will he get this? This will be such an interesting shot at goal. A game of 2 halves. (17-13). What a game it has been. Mo'unga is 3 out of 4. 65 gone. Let's update the time. 65 in. Big chance for Mo'unga. Left. Where are we looking? Mo'unga's having another shot at goal. Another chance for a penalty. It's going to be from 3. Is it going to be 2 out of 3? This is a super, super important kick for Richie Mo'unga and for the All Blacks and for the World Cup. This is a big, big game. No team has ever won the World Cup losing a match during the tournament. Yes, it's a stat that surely will be broken sooner or later, but confidence, mindset, mental ability, that's where they all come into it. He's missed one already, Mo'unga. He's 1 from 2. 3 from 3 or 4 altogether as it's fading, it's straightening, it's good, it's over! That is a crucial kick for Richie Mo'unga. And up go the All Blacks to 20 points to 13. Now that 4-letter word is back in action. Draw. I don't want to say it, but draw. So, Ben Smith is on. Looks like, by the sounds of things, Richie Mo'unga is off. They're a bit slow on actually updating what's going on with that, as Perenara's put an absolute shocker into touch. We've only got 13 to go. So, Ben Smith's coming into fullback. Barrett is back into 10. And Richie Mo'unga will be making his way off. Whoa. What a finish we are in store for here. So the change of kit shop finally makes way. And Tendai and Tarawera, the beast himself, of course, will be loved by the Japanese fans here. He's having a round of applause almost as he comes on, and Tarawera. I mean, so much time wasted as the Springboks have the line out. And Benambi's fed. Mostard is the man. All Blacks done a good job of shutting this ball down, but now they get a little bit of momentum to the Springboks. It twists, and the All Blacks have to disengage, and Mostard's literally off the floor. He's got no feet. The All Blacks, again, they have trained very well on that. They've done nicely, and Peter Septatoy is surely wrapped up here. Over the ball is Ardie Savea. And a huge turnover for the All Blacks. Sonny Bill made the tackle, and who else but Ardie Savea. Oh, such a hard man to stop. Penalty to the All Blacks. And who else but Beauden Barrett will slap this to halfway. Mo'unga's off, so a lot going on here. A few changes. Bits and pieces. There's going to be a nail biter. Nail biter of a finish. 20 points to 13. The All Blacks with the line out. They do well at the front as well. They get it nicely set up and they try to maul it as well. They're on the wrong side of Tarawera, so he's got to go back around. Perenara wants the ball. He's taking his options. He's going to kick. Left foot, box kick. Up it goes. Again, contestable. The ref is pure garbage, says Andres. What do you reckon? Andres, I know we're probably a bit laggy with the picture on the stream, but I think the audio, apart from being delayed, is half decent. I thought having a bit better of latency would have made this a bit stronger, but it's not turned out that way at all. Thoughts on the match, Andres? Let us know what you think. De Klerk has got the ball and he's kicked this away. Barrett's back there. Oh, that was a little bit high there from Colby. Around the chops of Barrett. Faf is quickly up in the line as charging run from Scott Barrett this time. It's been a cracking of a match from some of the forwards in both of these sides. LaRue is taken and put into touch. Superb chase from George Bridge. That's what he does. And we have some more changes coming on here. A good kick from Perenara, but he put pressure straight on the chase, the leap of Philly LaRue. Oh, it was a kisser. It was a kisser between Barrett and Colby. A lot of discussion here as here comes R.G. Snyman. Here comes the big brute of Snyman into the game. What's this finish going to give us? Line out for the All Blacks. They go to Tuipulotu at the front, and it's nicely come down. They don't want to maul it very much, and they quickly give it out to the back line. And who else but Scott Barrett, who has been just immense in this game. Now it's away to Whitelock, who shimmies past the tackle of Detoy and puts a bit of forward momentum in. Oh, the ball is... Where is the ball? I'm not quite sure, but it looks like Mbanambi's over it, or Naikani, is it? No, it's Mbanambi. Way to Barrett on the left-hand side. There is unmarked players on the left. And it was George Bridge. Vermeulen is a monster of a man. Took about 4 All Black defenders to take him aside. Now it's an absolute scrap for the ball. I'm not sure who's got it. Antonina Brown thinks he's got it, and he does, surprisingly. What the hell? Sonny Bill Williams just kicked the ball. Looking for Reese. He's got it away to Villy LaRue's. Hacked this back. Wow. Didn't think we'll see Sonny Bill kick. He's kicked again, and it's charged down. Well, Sonny Bill, don't kick again, Sonny. Just offload the ball. The ref's blowing his whistle like a madman. I'm not sure what on earth is going on. It's an All Black penalty back on the 10-metre line. They're defensively on their own 22. Big call there. Offside by the Springboks. And this has to be another 3 points. The players are still playing back in the All Blacks 22. They think this is still on. Looks like Peter Steph-Toy has gone down injured. That is a blow. Any blow is an injury. Any injury is a blow. It's been a really intriguing game, this, between 2 heavyweights of world rugby. In my opinion, still the 2 favourites for the Rugby World Cup. Erasmus isn't looking too confident. Absolutely just staunch, stale face on him. Oh, that doesn't look good. Injury at the back of the knee. He looks in a lot of pain, does Peter Steph-Toy. What a shame. Great play. He's been absolutely brilliant today. If you pinpoint some Springboks that have been great, Peter Steph-Toy is one of them. Vermeulen's been alright, but the Toy definitely has been the standout of this pack. He's been massive. Absolutely massive. Herschel Yankees is on. Here comes the excitement machine, the finisher. And of course, the All Blacks will know what he can do in the final moments of a match. Beauden Barrett is lining up his shot at goal. Well, Beauden Barrett is lining up a shot at goal. This puts a pile of concern into anyone's face. Barrett, big kick, huge kick to take it outside of that 7. He's just to the left of the uprights, about 38 metres out. Oh, it looks good. It looks very good from Barrett. It is over straight between the uprights. Beauden Barrett adds 3 points. And that is huge for the All Blacks. Let's get that up here. Penalty. No, I've put Barrett under conversions. What an idiot. Let's get Barrett out of there. Sorry, Beauden. You've got to go back down. Down here, my friend. There we go. The game is quickly back underway. 23-13 now the score. Let me get that edited up. Change it around. 23-13. The All Blacks kick out of there. 22. Dane Vermeulen is covering at the back, which is an interesting place for him to be. It's a mess. It's a not caught pass. Now they are behind by 10. That is a big, big difference between 10 and 7. That's a good little play there. Getting some room for Jesse Creel. Moves up to the halfway line. Yankees is hammered. And Pollard can't get the ball. Going backwards. The referee has called a Springboks knock on. Well, that was harsh because he was really... I want to see a replay of that. Did look like he slightly dropped it, but not forward. We have, I tell you, a grandstand finish on our hands. That is what we do have. Scrum to pack down with, let's update the timer because there's not long to go. 65 in? Nope, we're not anymore. We're 74 minutes in. And it is 23-13. Scrum for the All Blacks. Perenara up against Yankees. In the pack battle, I think, to be completely honest with you, the All Blacks have had the edge in this forward battle. They've had a couple of good scrums. I say that. The Springboks have just dominated, and the ball is somehow squirted out to Perenara. He's getting ragdolled around by the Springboks back rowers who have come quickly off. And they've somehow hung on. Ben Smith trying his hand now as scrum half. He's put a terrible pass high to Whitelock, who can't do much with it. And Perenara gratefully comes back to help this one out. He's going to kick. Oh, it's a soft little kick over the top. The ball bounces nicely for Billy LaRue. And now the counter-attack from the Springboks. Delende summing and going around. He's shimmying all over the place. Perenara can't quite grab him. He gets a friend in Patrick Toibolotu who helps him out for sure. Now the Springboks on the attack. Deep pass is another shocker. And it's what we've seen from them earlier in the game. That is what conceded that opening try. They've done it again. Another shocker from the Springboks straight out of the back. Oh, Colby! Now, that was interesting. The Jesse Creel touchdown, but Colby splits the All Blacks in half. Colby on the ghost step, goes around to the back. Barrett's missed him. He's still going, Colby, into the 22. He's running out of space. He's running out of friends. But he somehow gets away. It's only lunch ball. It's back to the All Blacks. And Perenara dummies. Colby takes him out. He's got the offload away. Anton and Brown into the 22. Now they need to clear it. Goes back to Barrett, and he does exactly that. Billy LaRue's got